And I come back around. Here we are. All right. So I think we're recording. Yeah. So good morning. It's a Monday and it's going to be a big week. Holy smokes. We got CPI tomorrow. You think that's going to matter? Oh, just a little bit. Okay. So, anyways, welcome to QuantBox Live, where we get our global macro on and uncover the best fundamental opportunities across global markets. I'm an economist. I like looking at the numbers and see, how is the economy doing? Because when the economy is doing poorly, typically the central bank or the central government adds stimulus. And then when things are doing well, they're usually trying to slow that down because they're worried about things like inflation. So stimulate when things are good and then pay back is what Keynes said, pay and then pay it all back when times are good. Well, anyways, here we are with inflation. Yeah. Maybe it's because the government doesn't remove the stimulus, huh? But anywho, so we use this information, things like inflation, GDP. I have it all listed here: technical analysis, open trade positioning of institutional investors. We use all this information to make wise and informed investment decisions. Should we be a buyer or should we be a seller? Whose team are we on? Are we a bull or a bear? So it's really nice to have real data, and we're going to do the COT today. Have real data to find out, well, who's strongest, who's weakest, and what is changing. Not just the stock, but the flow. But it all boils down to this. You know what this is? We have this in QuantBox, central bank forecast tool. This lists what the staff projections are for the future. QuantBox actually plots the future, which is really cool. And each one of these central banks tell us what they think the future is. It's not some AI guessing. So whatever, let's get on with it. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. It's not a lot of money. And you'll gain some confidence because you'll be able to organize long term with short term. Yeah, that's it. So, anyways, let's go. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Let me log in. Very cool. La 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 la. Ba 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 ba. I'm probably in the wrong browser. Yeah. See, look, it's not working. Oh, it is working. So, anyways, double check if it's having trouble logging you in. Make sure you're in the proper profile. Okay, make sure you're in the proper profile. So I have multiple Gmails that are associated with this browser. Anyways, cool. So Bitcoin approaching 72,000, all-time high. Yeah. I should have bought $1 billion worth at 38,000, huh? I'd be rich by now if I had. So, anyways, very interesting. Now, yields doing all right. That's good. That's good. It's not a big improvement from before, but it's not worse. Oil's caught a little bit of a bid. Gold is still going up. I was in 3 trades last week, and I got taken out during the volatility around non-farm payroll, all for pretty decent profit. S&P 500. Yeah, I'm worried again. Once again, a pullback towards the daily 21 EMA. Well, that's technical. Fundamentally, nothing's changed, but CPI is a big deal. Okay, CPI is a big deal. So that's tomorrow. So we'll take a look at that. Euro dollar. Hey, it shows that it's flat, but remember, over the last 6 weeks, we've been going from 107 to 108 to 107 to 108 to 107 to 108. Now we're on our way from 109 to 10 to 110. Definitely some dollar weakness in there, huh? And then Bitcoin is bid. Wowzer. Looking at the shape of the stock markets around the world. Okay. I like to look at these to compare what's happening. Some of these are coming down. Dow is coming down a little bit. S&P 500 is coming down a little bit now. And Japanese stock market's still up. Okay. And FTSE's recovered quite a bit in the last few months. It was a real laggard. When things were going up, it was not going up. There was even a time when everything was going up, but FTSE was going down. You're like, how? Oh, wowzer. Yeah. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if in this spot we had a put call ratio? That would be cool. Good idea. Good talk. Still no underlying intrinsic trend. Once again, you're going to have to isolate your opportunities, and they're probably short to medium term opportunities where whatever you're looking at is strong. Could be strong for a few days. And then the things that typically correlate with that probably won't correlate with that. So you'll have some day trades maybe. So if gold is going up, it's just going up. For example, it's up a little bit today, but it's up a little bit this week. Cool. It may continue, but that doesn't have anything to do with the dollar or the stock market. There's no correlation amongst these assets. So everything you see is just sort of one-off short-term trades. Okay? You're hunting at rabbits, not moose. Oh, but you should try moose sausage. So anyways, be careful there. Right now, besides Bitcoin, the market's flat, but of course, and most traders are not trading yet, right? So that makes sense. You get rid of crypto here, get rid of that. And yeah, stock market down in the US, stock market down in Europe. And yeah, don't want to read too much into the other stuff, but there's definitely some risk off in there. Okay, if you recall, like the S&P 500 after non-farm payrolls, it was up for a couple of hours and then it was straight down. Yeah. So the lower low. So we'll take a look at that later. Let's plan our week with the better, newer calendar. Nothing on the calendar today. Oh, it's an improvement, isn't it? I like it. I'm happy. I hated the other calendar. So look at tomorrow. Okay. So some UK news at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is all ET. And then tomorrow morning, okay, CPI, core, monthly, yearly. Can we get below 3.1? It's a big question, right? Little bond auction. Can we get below 4.9? For that, we need some buyers, some bidders. We need a good bid to call ratio. Okay. That's not a market mover, but we know it's important, right? We all care about the yield. Okay. Wednesday, great big pig, GDP. Bond auction Wednesday, no big deal. Okay. So that'll be important if you're trading pound. Thursday, PPI. Who cares? Well, the interesting thing about PPI is it's a leading indicator for CPI. Back in the day, and I don't know when they flipped this, but back in the day, you always got PPI before CPI. That was cool. That was how it was supposed to be. Because then you'd look at PPI and say, "Ooh, I wonder how that's going to impact CPI." When CPI comes out first, you don't really care about PPI. But PPI is like, let's talk about, let's say, the next CPI reading. So if PPI is going up, on Thursday, then we can guess that April's CPI might be higher. Okay, but whatever. The market doesn't think that far forward. Friday. Oh no, wait. We got to go back to Thursday. Okay. Yeah, retail sales. Important, huh? For sure. Do 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 people have money, and in particular, are they spending it? Are you guys still getting credit card stuff in the mail? Yeah. It's amazing that credit is available, right? It's going out. And then every single credit card that I have, and then I have a PayPal account and I have a Stripe account, all because of my related businesses. And every single one of those institutions have been offering like basically loans. They're like, hey, spend at least a couple of grand on one item, and then you can break it out in payments. And instead of paying, and they pitch it like 0% interest, but you have to pay us, $300. I'm like, well, that is interest, right? But anyways, but that's shadow banking, isn't it? You're like, what? American Express wants to give me a loan. PayPal wants to give me a loan. Stripe wants to give me. Congratulations, you're pre-approved. I'm like, dude, but I don't want that. But the credit's out there, isn't it? It's interesting. But I wonder if it's contracting for others. I don't know. And then eventually, would it go away? These are all, because that affects things like retail sales if you have credit. And then you can look out to next week and the week beyond. Isn't that nice? So the calendar's improved, I think. It's very simple, but I couldn't find the stuff I cared about in the previous, iteration of the calendar. So I hope you're as happy as I am, because I look at it and I know what's happening tomorrow. Cool. That's all I need to know. Okay. Yes, I'll probably miss out on the East Timor CPI report being released, but that's good. All right, let's do our COT. Shout out to East Timor, by the way. Oh, by the way, that reminded me, I wanted to tell you guys something that my kids have shared with me, specifically my daughter, that you might like. She's like, Dad, I play this game. You should try it. I think you'll like it. I'm like, oh, thanks, honey. I don't play games. What a jerk. She's like, no, you'll like it. I'm like, no, I don't play games. I don't want to play a game on my phone. She's like, Dad, try it. I think it's called. Well, there was two. She sent me one called globe-game.com. You pick a spot. It thinks of a country. So you pick one country in the world. You just randomly pick one, and it tells you how far away you are. And you got to eventually find the game. Now, I don't like games like that, to be honest, because it's chance. I don't like chance. I like, give me a challenge. So she gave me another one. I can't. Where is it? Maybe my wife sent it to me for her. Oh, I'm not going to find it. Maybe I'll find it tomorrow. The other one was more interesting. It gives you the export data of a random country. And based on its exports, you have 6 chances to figure out what country it is. That's cool, right? So I got one yesterday and they're like 12% sweaters. So they make sweaters, 11% t-shirts. I'm like, okay, textiles. 12% of exports are coffee. Oh, well what? Yeah, what country is it, right? And you can break it down in great detail. You can find all the exports. So I'm like, Colombia, and it's like, you're close. Colombia had the same percentages, but it was a much bigger economy. So they're like, you're 90% right, and you're certain kilometers away. And then and I thought, would it be Indonesia? And they're like, no, you're way off. So okay, back to, is it Ecuador? Not Ecuador. And then I'm like, okay, Costa Rica, Honduras, Nicaragua. So I guessed Honduras. Boom, you're right, correct. Yeah. And it's all just on. So I'll get that for you. I like that kind of stuff. So, anyways, that one was neat. All right. So, anyways, gold still got some, and then yen. Okay. So the question will be, what will yen start changing? Will this start moving this way, left? And you can already see like SPX went from left to right. Nasdaq is somewhere on the shallow side now. It's right. It's just slightly 50-50. Is it moving this way? This is how we want to use. Did we top out? Remember, COT is extremely important at tops and bottoms of markets. Yeah. And in many of these markets, we feel like we could be at a top or a bottom. So we got to pay attention. Now, while I'm talking about this, I am reminded, for those that signed up to the AI alert service, it's fully operational, but it's not sending texts yet. But it's fully operational, so each one of you should be receiving morning reports. You should be receiving COT reports and something now called a fundamental setup alert. So, and that's when something has gone very bullish or very bearish. Like it's a trade. I just didn't want to call it a trade alert. So it's a fundamental setup alert. And and those are sent immediately. Okay. So you might have gotten one or two last night. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And eventually soon it'll be a text. And then that project will be complete. Did anybody get the fundamental alerts last night? I don't have my email up on my machine, but I have it on my phone. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I. Whoa, I've had. Mm, market open already happened. Yeah. Yes, QuantBox from QuantBox.ai.alerts. I got an email at 11 p.m. last night. It says top setups, new alert, strong bullish. Pound Kiwi went from 9 to 10. And then it says why. Technical trend got stronger. Pound Kiwi. Pound Kiwi. Hey, check out Pound Kiwi. Nice, right? Cool. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Jean-Guy got it. Yeah. So very cool. So that in QuantBox, you can pay it's $200 a year to be like a founding member of that project. As soon as I hook up the text part, and we've already started that, as soon as it starts sending out text messages, the price goes up to 365. And thank you for the founding members of that service. Appreciate that. Good investment, I think. All right, let's organize this. Whoa, what?
Hey, Wayne, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, some of us didn't get the email.
If you didn't get an well, two questions. Did you sign up and pay the $199?
Yes, sir.
Then send me an email, wayne@fxbootcamp.com.
Gotcha.
Easy peasy. All right. I wanted to show you. I guess I got to actually open up an email. Let me show you. Hang on. I guess it goes to, never know where these go. Market opens. Type in COT. March 8th was Friday, wasn't it? All right. So another way of looking at this, wrong one, market open report. What did I click on? Here it is. Pop that up. So on Fridays now, you get this. Okay. Silver 8.16. Cool. Okay. So on Fridays now, and notice it was just minutes after the government updated us, we updated you. Or could I be so bold as saying, I updated you? I updated you. Yeah. No, boy, we're automating this. Isn't that amazing? So now you're like, oh, I forgot to log in and check the COT report. No. It's done for you. So it was emailed, and you're like, woo, man, silver really caught a bid. Japanese stock market still doing good. Gold doing very well. That's interesting. CAD getting crushed. Okay. Money coming out of Dow, money coming out of NASDAQ. Good to know, right? Yeah, well, it's all here, but it saves you the trouble of logging in, going to the page, organizing it, and then looking at it. Saves you time, right? Cool. So, anyways, money definitely going into silver, money going in, and bears coming out. So, whoever was short lost a lot of money, huh? Think of it that way. Somebody was short and took a bloodbath. It's now 66% long. Okay. Now, the Japanese stock market is just contracts coming out. Okay. Less bulls, but more or less bears, which makes it look bullish. But this is why you got to take it a step further. And it's just sort of capitulation, I guess, at these all-time highs. People just don't want to be in it anymore. It looks bullish, but it's just more bears coming out. Take a look at gold. Everybody went long gold. Cool. Yeah. I had 3 trades on gold last week and they all worked out very nice. Very nice. I was in one for 3 days, one for 2 days, and the last one for 1 day. And out all at the same time, and it's still going up. Cool. Once again, oil looks like it's like people are buying it, right? No, people are getting out of oil. In particular, lost a lot of bears, but lost a lot of bulls too. Ah, people are getting sick of that volatility, huh? Boy, it's been dangerous the last few weeks. All right, let's flip it around. And what 20,000 new contracts short the Canadian dollar? Whoa. An increase of almost 50%. Should we care? Wait, there's 50% more bears. Uh yeah. Holy smokes, right? Swiss franc, 25% more bears. What? Ouch. So maybe put kitty cat on your radar this week. Now, Swiss franc, when it falls, it's usually a good thing. Okay. Look at NASDAQ. Nobody's really shorting yet. 10% less bulls. Ooh, wow. Probably a good time to start hedging, huh? That's cool to be able to see that, right? We're at a base, we're essentially at the all-time high, and we lost 10% of the bulls. Profit taking, right? That's a cool way to see a top, isn't it? Well, yep. So again, my Council of Investment Advisors. Look at this. CIA. CIA. We're going to meet and discuss that today. What are we going to do? I don't know. What are we going to do? Okay. So very, very interesting. So let's take a look at CAD today. So we go back and look at the scatter plot and see if there's anything going on kitty CAD wise. CAD's stronger than Aussie. CAD's stronger than Swissy. CAD's stronger than pound. There's still a little bit of strength in that. Shows you how weak some of these other assets are probably. CAD yen down though. So we're trying to look into the future. So you go to your charts and you're like, hey, should I consider selling CAD today? It might not be right this second. Let me get my chart set up. Okay. So what we're looking for is for this to continue, maybe. Does it mean it'll fall today? No. This is the Canadian dollar versus everything. Okay. And you could say, well, I might be a bear today. I might be a bear today. So I want to look and isolate. Okay. Now, this is interesting because, we had this nice little up move. Aussie hasn't been very strong, but we're looking to sell Canadian dollars. So we're like, okay, there's been a comeback here. Obviously, CAD has hit our target. Well, our conservative target. Based on the bottom, the actual target is here, and I drew this out early last week. So what is the trade plan today if we are going to sell CAD? Well, somewhere in this zone would be the buy. Fundamentally, that makes sense. But now you have to watch it and be ready. Okay. What about this one? Well, this is also kind of all preset. This is okay. This is the buy zone. Okay. And this started a couple of weeks ago. And the target, so this is more of a swing trade. The target is 80, almost 85. Wrong one. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. So now you would change your chart settings to be something that captures day trades. I'm going to leave this as it is. But the logic now is if that's your strategy, take it from 82.5 to 85, then what your first step is somewhere around the 5 EMA and the future 21 EMA, we'll call it that zone, where your day trade would look something like that. Okay. So buy a dip at 83. And it might have already happened over the right. So you want to be on a smaller time frame. Okay. You'd probably have it set up like this. And it already gave you a little 618. So there you go. So if that's already in play, now you got to trap it like sort of in this zone, and you might get an opportunity to buy a dip like that or buy a dip like that. And you're like, oh, but I'm worried about this. Why? Strategically, you have it going up a couple hundred pips. Why are you worried about that? You've already made that decision strategically. We know fundamentally you have already decided to CAD. So why are you worried about that? Oh, well, it's a high. Yeah, well, only on this tiny little 15-minute chart. Who cares? Okay. Your plan is supposed to be take it north for a couple more days. There's no high. You're a bull. There's no resistance. What resistance? Right. What resistance? You're a bull. It's going up. There's no resistance. If you saw it as resistance, then you're not a bull. Okay, USD CAD. I don't know if I want to get into the dollar today, but if you were going to sell the Canadian dollar, let me show you how it would look. You got to change. You got to change this. Here we go. You got to put it in bullish mode because you want to sell kitty cat. And there's your buy zone. So the trade of the day might be up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 up. If the Canadian dollar stays weak. Just because it has been weak doesn't mean it'll continue to be weak. But it's good to have the actual numbers, isn't it? To actually see there's less bulls. $50 more bears. 50% more bears. 50% more bears. It's not a guess. The number of contracts, right? Wow. Cray. So something's going on there. And that just might be the opportunity of the day. That might be the opportunity of the week. And that's why we have the fundamentals. Remember, the COT is best at market tops and bottoms. Okay, 10% less bulls in the NASDAQ. Well, that is a sign that we very well could be at the top of the NASDAQ. We don't know for sure, but it's good to know we can actually see what's going on quantitatively. And I appreciate that. Thank you, QuantBox. And thank you, QuantBoxers. So that's enough for today. I will see you later. Maybe it'll be at Forex.today. Maybe it'll be at the CIA meeting. Maybe it'll be the day trading group meeting. We got a lot going on. I got a bunch of interesting things going on all in between. The problem is that I'm so stretched I can't watch the market. And I don't feel comfortable that's happening. I don't feel comfortable. You should have seen me back when I still had a job as a VC. I'd have these meetings, and I had a little Sony Vaio laptop, a little like it was like a little 8-inch little laptop, a micro laptop, I think they called them at the time, and I'd have it sitting on my desk, and I can clearly just remember it's over on the right, and people are talking to me, and I'm like, uh huh. My eyes are over here looking at my because I had my Forex charts up, right? And when that became very habitual, when the meeting was over, and I'm like, I don't remember what just happened. I realized I had to be a VC or I had to be a Forex. There's right FX or VC. I can't do both. I can't do two of anything, right? I can't do two of anything. So I had to pick one, and I picked Forex. Yeah. So anyways, I get nervous when I'm so busy I can't see the market. So help me. So I'll see you later. It's one of those days. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Cheers.